do it.
Welcome to Pressure Point Podcast. My name is rotschillanderson Anderson. We're going to have a great show tonight. We have three beautiful ladies with us. We will introduce them in a few. We're going to have a great conversation. You know, we're not dream killers. Only one thing is, majority of the time, once the show is done, you face reality of life. You know, I mean, like, that's what it is. And we have our co-host here, Stanley.
Yes, Stanley. I'm looking forward to this podcast. This podcast is here to have great conversation. When it comes to the interdynamic of women and men, there's a lot of conversation to be had, and I'm excited to do this thing. And I'll pass it to my co-host, Greg.
Hey, great podcast, and I'm looking forward into it. Let's get to it.
All right, so, and we're going to introduce our first guest here.
Yeah, if you can tell us your name, what you do, your age if you want to. You know, ladies, I know the ladies are usually always sensitive about that.
But she looks young anyway.
And are you single or in a relationship? It's up to you.
Hi, my name is Brenda. I'm in property management, and it's complicated.
I like that.
We'll take that.
We'll take it.
Life is complicated.
We'll take it.
My name's Odessa. I'm also in property management, real estate, makeup, things like that, and I'm single.
Very nice.
Hi guys, my name is Indie. I'm a nail tech and an investor. I'm 25 and I'm single.
Nice. I'm curious, when you say investor, what does that mean?
I trade Forex.
Whoa, excuse me. How's that doing for you?
Pretty good.
Good, awesome.
How you feel when you lose money?
It's part of the.
Who replace the money?
I'm gonna get it back every time. Yeah.
Eventually.
All right, so I mean, like tonight, I mean, as you guys see, we have very interesting and beautiful ladies here. You know, which I believe we're gonna have a great conversation. But here's one thing that we will discuss tonight. I believe there's. We were watching a video, and well, I don't usually call people names, but I wish I could. About these guys who were singing the video. The first date, the moment you go out on a date with a woman, and you should start being ready to pick up her bills, pay her phone bills, all kind of. Okay. So basically, that's what we're gonna discuss today. I mean, is it normal? I mean, like, what kind of world that I don't know this? To me,
2024.
I mean, like, what kind of world these men are living in? I mean, like, I just don't understand. So that's basically what's gonna be our discussion. Everybody gonna have their own opinion, of course, and again, like, agree to disagree. You know, everybody have their own opinion. You know, everybody see life their own ways. Yeah. You know, that's simple as that. So we just gonna keep that in mind. Let's watch that video, and then from that point, you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Producer, you ready? Play the video.
You are a real man as soon as you start dating her, right after the first date. the first thing you need to be doing is, number one, picking up her cell phone bill, making sure that you get, hey, baby, how much do your nails cost? How much does your hair cost every month? I'm going to make sure that I Zelle you this amount of money, $300. I'll Zelle you on the first every month.
Yeah.
So that way you can make sure you get your hair done, your nails done, and I take care of your cell phone bill. Real men do that.
So the first date is really about figuring out how you can pay for everything that she's got going on.
I mean, basically,
Why
like,
shouldn't it be that?
And if you don't make enough money, you either need to start working extra time
Just
or you
another-
need to leave that girl alone.
just get a second job, or go get somebody else.
Go get somebody else. You're not suitable for her.
So, lady, we just watched this video. I find it really interesting because I'm like, as I'm watching this video, I'm asking myself, in what world are we in? Right? A lot of you here might find it very different, might have different perspective on it, but I'm really interested to see what your takes are, because those guys are ready to start paying bills right from day one. So I'd like to start with you, Odessa. What are your thoughts about the video?
I mean, you do get those guys, especially living in Miami. And if that's the lifestyle that you're on, I mean, if somebody's wanting to pay your bills, wanting to pay for dinner, wanting to pay for vacations, I mean, why wouldn't a woman take it? If you're throwing it at us, I mean, why not?
Well, yeah, but is that the primary thing?
Is that normal though? I mean, like,
Down here in Miami, I feel like that's normal.
Oh.
It's normal.
So basically,
Every single guy that has approached me in the last 8 years since I moved to Miami has been married or in a relationship, and that's what they have to offer. Because they're married, so they have to pay up. So
Before Miami, where were you?
Orlando.
How was that over there?
It was a little bit less about the money, less about what they can offer. It was more about the relationship. But down here, it's different.
Yeah, and which one did you prefer?
It depends on what.
which one did you prefer?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to put you on the spot.
It depends on what you want. It depends on
Because
what
like
you want.
sometimes I feel like I'm ready for a real relationship, and but sometimes I'm like, fuck a relationship. I'm good with the vacations and the paid dinners and everything else.
Like when
It depends where you're
got
at
all
in
the fun without
life.
the work.
It depends where you're at in
How
life,
about
really.
you, Brenda? What are your thoughts?
I mean, why not, right? If somebody's offering it, why would a woman not say yes to that? We live in in an era where there is no substance in people. So if you're gonna come at me and offer me something as a woman, why would I say no to that?
But I think I heard you just said something very important, because you said there is no substance in people, but you generalizing everyone.
No substance
In certain people,
In certain,
certain men.
in certain men.
Well, why wouldn't the focus be looking for someone of substance instead of entertaining people with no substance and just basically taking? I don't want to say take advantage, because everybody's getting something in the team.
Of course.
Yeah.
But instead of focusing your time and energy in no substance, why not focusing your time and energy in looking for substance?
The world is not Christian.
That's the
Well,
thing.
I'm
That's
not
why
saying
it's
I'm
about
not
where
being
you're at
religious
in
here.
life.
I'm not being religious. Am I? You think I'm
Some
being
people
religious?
aren't ready to
I mean,
get
what-
married. Some people don't care about the substance. They want what they want. And if you're throwing it at us, why aren't they gonna take it?
Ooh, Odessa, you're coming spicy.
I'm just saying.
Young girls out here, that's what they want. If that's what you're gonna give them, that's what they're gonna take. But you gotta understand that if you want a man of substance, you gotta become a woman of substance first.
That part. True. Very true.
That part.
But unfortunately, that is hard to find out here. So
It is.
you gotta take.
What you can get, right?
You say it's hard to find.
Absolutely.
It is.
Absolutely.
I mean, you could find a guy that pays for your bills. You could find a guy for a good time. Go to the clubs. It's so easy. That's the easiest thing. There's plenty of.
Well, I mean, like, these guys, I don't know where they're from, but it looks like they're from Miami, right? I mean, I don't know.
They're from all over the world.
But what
about you?
What about you? The quiet one.
Well, I think it's up to what you're looking for sure. If a man is just willing to want to pay, but let's say he doesn't respect you, I guess it's what your standards and morals and values are. I think if it's something deep that you want, then I don't really care about what you can do for me, because I want to be able to do for myself, but I want to build something deeper. So that's my take on it. It's all about what you're looking for. If I'm just looking for you to pay my bills and I don't want nothing deep, then that works out. But if I want to build something for a long term, you know, then.
Well, the way that those guys talking, it seems like they pay your bills, but at the same time as well, they want something serious. Like they don't. Their approach, it seems like to me that okay, we're gonna just have fun, but the way they make it look like they said that's to them is a sense of responsibility. First date, they need to start picking up your bills.
That's basically what I said.
It. So basically, it's not about fun. That's what they said. So basically, once you meet them, that doesn't mean, oh, you know what? They this, they that. They want to have fun. They want to do this. They want no. It seems the way their mindset, the way they talking, okay, automatically in their belief, the moment they start going on the first date, you should start picking up the woman bills. And so this is why. Okay, let's say that those guys, you know, they serious. Yeah. What would you do? Is it okay to you? Is it normal? In the first date, somebody says, okay, you know what, I'm going to start picking up your bills.
Yeah, so basically somebody DM you and say, hey, sweetie, I'd like to take you on a first date. By the way, bring your list of bills. Because we can
There's nothing wrong with it.
What I'm trying to understand is...
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, no.
Okay, here's what I'm trying to understand. Okay, I'm a man, right? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Okay? And I'm thinking in the men's okay. Now, how would you feel? Okay, we're going to first date. And I said, you know what? After the date, dinner's over, blah, blah, blah. I said, you know what? By the way, how much is your car note? Do you have you live in an apartment? How much is it? You know what?
It does sound like he's just trying to buy you out.
You know what? I'm gonna pay your bills.
It's a catch to it or something.
So how would you feel? That's my thing. I want these guys to know how you guys feel. I mean, like normal people feel. Normal women. I'm always trying to say that.
I have a question.
There's normal people and abnormal people. Normal people, how would you feel?
I'm curious. Yeah.
I think I'm okay because
okay
like I'm already paying my bills. You get what I'm saying? So for me, we can get there. It don't have to be the first date though.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
that's how I feel.
Personally, I think is that if someone's coming at you like that, if it was a young lady,
it's like
I'm not.
buy you out.
It's just like it will be a complete turn off on the date for me.
It's a complete transaction. They don't care about getting to know you.
What
They
about
don't care
getting
about
to know you? What's inside of you? Who are you?
Greg, if you were a woman, what would you do if you were a woman?
Well, I'm not.
That's what I said. You
First of all, I can criticize.
No. You always want to be in women's shoes. If you were a woman, what would you do?
I will get the money. Well, it all depends. What you willing to give for that money.
There's always a price to pay.
That was going to be my question.
Yeah.
So when the guys come for the bills, okay, you said you don't care. You take the money, you take the vacation.
I said, yeah. If that's where I'm at in life, why not?
So obviously, there's something to be giving away for that money. How far are you willing to go? That's number one.
Well, and
No.
What are you expecting?
Let's not talk too deep here. Let's not go too deep. Those guys are very clear. They a serious relationship.
Yeah, but it's not like,
but
hey,
the
you know
first
what?
thing
I'm
they're
paying
gonna
for
start
your
doing
bills.
is picking up your bills. All I wanna know, okay, is it normal, okay, for you guys to how do I see that guy? Me just okay, are you guys like, oh, this guy really crazy. Or this guy is stupid or something.
And I think what he's trying to say is basically give the guy out there some tips. So if I was coming at you just like that, and one of the guy actually said, not only you should be paying her bill and asking on the first date, and if you can't, you find out that her bills are too much, you better be picking up a second job. Right? So basically, I'm telling you, say, listen, your bill is like $6,000, $7,000 or $10,000 a month. I think right now I can do $6,000, but I'm gonna pick up a second job so I can make sure that I cover the full.
I think usually when men come at you like that, they already have that type of money. They know they could afford you. Men know that.
It depends on the man too, I guess.
Give me 1 second.
What about getting a second job? Why?
I think we're so focused. I think we're so focused on the idea of him picking up the bills.
So
we're
far, the guy's
forgetting
talking about
about
the phone bill.
we're forgetting about genuine, connection.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, that's not happening in that date.
No,
If
no,
I
no.
were to,
No,
if
it's
somebody,
not.
if somebody that has no experience in dating were to come to me and say, Stanley, I know you've dated in the past. How did you do it? How do you think I should be going out there? Right. My answer to him would not be, hey, on the first date, ask her for her list of bills, bring them, and if you can't pay, tell her that
Yeah.
you take a second.
No, I would look at him like
it's
this is
like,
transactional. It's
my
not
thing
going to
would be
be
like,
anything
yeah.
more than
I
You
could
wanna-
use him.
you
That's how
wanna
you look
yeah.
at it. As a
Yeah.
woman, you look
You
at
wanna
it like,
show up,
I think
you
the guy
look
just
good.
wants to be used.
I could use
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
want.
sometimes
Oh,
people
so
that
give me a second. You see? Give me a second. Exactly. See how you would see that guy?
Yeah, I could use him. He's
Yeah.
easy to get used. He's already trying to pay my bills the first
Right.
date. Not a lot of men offer that. But if they do, a woman is not going to say no. But right away, just like, if you guys see a woman and she's willing to put out right away, you're like, okay, well,
Oh,
she's
you're
yeah.
easy.
going to take it.
She's
You're
easy.
going to take it.
I'm looking for a woman of substance. I'm looking for a woman of substance.
You're right. You're going to take it.
Well, me, I'm looking for an old woman.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like,
Those old women
They
are
have
spicy too.
They have a lot
They
of
gonna
offer,
give
they
it.
have wisdom.
Uh,
But anyway, it's just a
They
joke.
spicy too.
So basically, you would look at the guys. This guy it's not normal.
No.
It's not normal.
And
It's
you
not.
would use him,
It's not.
and you look at him as a clown. I mean,
Yeah.
or show off, or
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
all right, okay, simple.
There's an insecurity. There's an insecurity in him that
They have nothing else
he
to
has
offer.
to offer that in order to get my attention.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's something.
So basically, let me try to understand. You guys would not take the offer.
No.
I would take it until I found something that was worth substance. If I don't have anything else, why
Yeah, if I'm
not?
not looking for nothing.
So
Why
the
not?
guy
then
looking for a
yes.
serious relationship. What do you mean?
He's looking for serious relationship, trying to pay bills.
That's
on
what
the
he
first
does.
date.
Yes, that's
No,
the way
I'm
he
gonna look at
talking.
him like it's a transaction. That's
Right.
not serious to
That's
me.
not
He's
a
not trying to get
serious
to know me. He's
relationship.
supposed to pay my bills.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not getting to know me.
So basically, it's not normal for a guy to
It's not.
basically
normal.
on the first day to start to say, okay,
It's
I'm
not
doing
normal.
something.
Not in the first
No.
date.
No.
Maybe a couple days.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And thanks for saying and thanks for saying that because she's
Yeah.
actually now saying what you were asking for earlier. That's great advice.
Right.
So basically, if we're talking to guys out there, we basically would tell them, do not do that on the first date.
No.
No,
Right.
not on the first date.
And what do you think he should be doing on the first date?
Getting to know me.
Getting to know how.
Conversation. Getting deep.
Getting
Learning
deep.
each
Which-
other.
Yeah,
If
as
you
we're
want something
talking, eye
serious.
contact,
Yeah.
we're
Yes.
getting to know
Yes.
each other.
Goals. See
and-
if you have the same goals in
Right,
life.
yes.
Like y'all trying to establish
Asking
the
great
same things in life.
questions. Yeah.
Like it makes
Yeah.
a difference.
And the date should probably be a little fun, right?
Yeah, of
He should
course.
be a little charismatic.
Yeah, if
Right.
you're laughing at the same
Yeah.
type of
Yes.
things, if you're
Yeah.
aiming towards the same goals,
Smell-
like
smelling
okay, I can see
good, looking good.
myself with
I
this
need
person.
to know what happened to the last girl that you with, and because you're paying so much bills. I need to know why this woman not with you anymore. What happened?
That's a good
Sure,
question.
that
That's a
is-
good
that's a good
question.
point.
That's a
Good
very
point.
Hey, what's up
You,
with that?
you
That's
approaching
a good-
everybody like
maybe,
this?
maybe she's missing 2 teeth by now.
exactly.
True.
No, that's very
True.
true.
That is
But
very true.
earlier you mentioned a man of value. Describe a man of value for me.
I mean, it could be different for everyone. To me, a man of value is like a man that has morals, a man that respects, provides, is consistent. Consistency is big for me.
That's major.
I think it's major for any woman, but
Consistency.
there's
Yes.
no consistency in these days.
Consistency is
Major.
important.
2024, there's no
Anything.
consistency.
Not the
Major.
consistency.
Consistency in
Consistency
everything,
what?
in everything. Your words have to match
Everything.
your actions.
Exactly.
That's big.
True.
If you have
Major.
no actions behind your words, you're, in my eyes, you're not a man.
You're just talking.
Yeah.
You're all
just
talk.
Like,
There's many men that can talk, right?
Yes.
So I think that's where the disconnection is now. There's a lot of women, a lot of beautiful women. There's a lot of good-looking men, a lot of men with money. So there is this connection in between, like, let me get to know her a little more. Oh well, she's not.
Well, I mean, like, there's one thing I realize now: the women have become so beautiful. I mean, like, it's become like automatically the guy see that type of woman, he already say, you know what, this is a woman that, like a gold digger or a woman that's after money, things like that, because she invested a lot in herself, so somebody gotta pay for it.
I mean, somebody
You
earlier.
understand?
Somebody invested.
Somebody earlier said, if you ain't got it, I remember, I can quote someone here, she said, if you ain't got it,
Go
get
get
it.
it.
Yeah.
So basically, you
Go
know,
get it.
so
Yeah.
if that's the case, those guys, they right.
You do have
The
to
moment
invest
they
in
meet
a woman.
you, they see you invested a lot in you. That's the reason why I believe they want to start paying your bills.
Not in the
It has
first
to be more
yeah,
than
but not
that.
in the first date.
It has to be more than that.
Yeah.
So you want to get your
I
investment
pay- I
return on
pay-
the same day?
I
You
pay
did
my
4X.
bills.
You want your investment return on the same day? On the same day, right?
If I
That's
like
different,
you,
but
if I like you,
that's different, but no.
They invest in themselves.
No, because we
Maybe
want.
it's
We
more
want.
like I believe.
Yeah, it's for us. So.
It's, you know,
We
you look
want
at
more.
yourself, you're happy with yourself.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
feel good.
absolutely.
You want-
I believe that's
We
what
know that
do
you guys
with
are gonna
right?
look at it, but we want to look good for ourselves.
Because I don't think, I don't know, but I don't think
No.
most women will know.
Well, every woman is different.
First of all,
They
because
know
they like
exactly
the
what
way
they're
you
So you
doing.
think most women go under the knife just to look
Oh,
for
yeah.
themselves?
No. They're doing
What's
it
the
for a
percentage?
reason for
What's the
men.
percentage?
But there are a percentage
Give me a
that
percentage.
they about make 80%.
80%.
Go for
Of the-
themselves.
Oh no, for
80%
men.
for yourself?
No, for the men.
Oh, 20% for you. Only 20
Maybe,
for you.
maybe, yeah.
At least you fair. At least you honest.
Yeah, that's a fair
But it's
point.
10.
Yeah.
It's 5.
10-5.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's 95.5.
Yeah.
It's 95.5.
Because 95
But these women, they may not.
yeah, they're paying for
95%,
themselves. They can't afford
yes.
to pay for themselves.
But let's get back into
Yeah.
these guys that's out there. I mean, like,
Well-
how you think these guys grow up?
Well, the thing is I think those guys are basically, there's a culture out there, and they're speaking to it, and it's basically, for me, it's completely out to the left, right? It's something that I can't understand, because despite my upbringing and all the different type we can talk about in the background, right? This is now how I do it. This is now how I'm a married man. This is not how I attract my wife. There's no way I came in and told her, it's like, what are your bills? Am I gonna pay your bills? Actually, I
I don't want to say that to her.
Yeah, and when I met her, I celebrated who she was. I love an educated woman. She's an educated woman, right? She works for herself. She does her own thing, and now we can come together and build something wonderful,
Right.
How
right?
many years ago was that?
That's not that long time ago. I mean, we're talking about 6-7 years, right?
That's
That's
still very
This
long time.
new generation,
This new generation
2024.
Now,
is-
here's what I think.
So basically, go ahead.
Here's
Greg.
what I think about those guys.
Yeah. Mhm.
I think they're smarter than we think, because I think when they do that,
They give what
in
they
their
want.
mind, if I ask you right away how, I want to pay your bill, I think on the first date, you might be a little bit, don't feel comfortable and say something a little bit smaller.
Like they're testing
Then
you.
when
They're not
they
testing
become
you.
more
No.
comfortable,
They're
then
idiots.
it's more kind of like I rather give you something before you ask me. Because if you ask me, you might ask me for more, so I might as well.
Yeah.
Greg.
I mean, I might be
That's
wrong. I'm
another
not
way.
saying
Greg,
that's-
you always trying to see some good in people. There's nothing good in these losers. Let me tell you this, what happened. Let me tell you what happened with these guys.
Because they're trying to
Let
pay
me-
your bills.
Let me tell you something. No, let me tell you this, what happened. To me, in my opinion, those are a bunch of weak men.
Jesus.
Okay? Besides being weak,
They're hard workers.
they were raised not even hard workers.
really
They're not even hard workers. Majority of them, they don't even like,
Scammers.
I mean, scammers,
Yeah.
drug dealers.
Yeah.
I cannot even say drug dealers anymore because,
That's not a
I mean, that's not.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. You see, the upbringing, they were not raised by a man. They were raised by different women, not by a mother. Different women. So they are weak mentally. You understand? And now you reach a point, a weak man always going to find what? A weak woman.
Yeah.
A weak woman, of course.
And then what's make people weak majority of the time? Money. Money make people weak. Because majority of people out there, they what? They're under pressure.
Pressure.
And once you're under pressure, you are what? You become desperate.
Right.
Automatically, as deep you going into desperation, you become weaker. And those are the type of men that's gonna come to you. The first thing they have to offer to you is to pay your bills.
Right.
You understand? And there's no normalcy into it. there's nothing good that can come out of it.
Right.
Nothing whatsoever. Do you understand? Because at the end of the day, I would say a man that work hard, that successful, he has money, he work hard for the money. There's no freaking way
That he's just giving it out.
he's gonna walk
Give it away.
And you, for example, you're an investor. Okay, you did Forex. Every single dime is valuable to you.
Very true.
So imagine a guy that's been
Working hard,
investing a lot. So basically, he knows the value of being successful, or
Right.
hard you have to work.
Right.
So that's why a lot of women have to be careful. A guy, especially if they're young, if they're young, they have money. They can have money any kind of ways. Maybe your parents die and leave it for them. They don't work hard for it. There's no value behind the money that they have. And you have to be careful. This type of guys, yes, the money gonna be good. But you guys always confused. Oh, I need a value man. But guess what? The loser come to pay your bills. You said it. Oh yeah, I like to pay the bills, and until I find something better. Listen to you, right? Okay. But by the time that happened, a lot can happen to you that you will regret. Because remember, to me, these guys, they're not normal people. They're not normal men. A man that raised, like for example, the way my upbringing, the way I was raised, there's no way, you understand, that I will see value in a woman that all she sees in me is me to pay her bills. Besides that, a woman with, I would say, with value would already know. Being with a man, that's his responsibility anyway.
That's true.
So if
That's true.
If I can put something real quick, and not only that, there's an aspect that we're not talking about it, is because earlier I mentioned connection, and I remember before the podcast started, we were having a conversation about genuine connection and desire, right? When two people meet, sometimes people just call it chemistry, but there's connection that is formed. And you can't deny it. I'm sure you ladies have experienced that, where you met someone, you're like, oh my God, the way he makes me feel, the way I am in his presence, the way he smiles,
and at that point, the money doesn't matter.
Right.
carry himself.
It's genuine.
So what I'm saying to those guys that are showing up in dates and say, hey, I'm ready to pay your bills,
That's
right?
fine.
Well, this is a guy that is showing up that doesn't have to pay bills. Right? That has that certain je ne sais quoi. Yeah, he has that certain je ne sais quoi, or you have a natural chemistry between the two of you guys, and the time was right, the moment was right, the night was right, right? And then you felt that connection, and then you went and built upon that.
Right.
But I would rather be that guy.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't want a guy that was showing up.
Well, but also too, you have to realize, not a lot of people can be that guy. Not a lot of guys got what it takes to be that guy.
You're 100%
And
right.
sometimes you don't know how many failure that guy been experienced. So,
He's going. He's
I got no money. So, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, sometimes we don't flip the side. We are talking by watching from the outside. I would like to have one of those guys and say, well, why would you do that? Because we can speculate everything we want, but we don't know.
Well, you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say you ain't got it. That's why you're so against it. They're gonna say you ain't got it.
So, all right.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I agree with everything you said, but for me, like he says, I always try to see the best in people. But I'm sure you don't wake up. Why pay for something you can get for free? Do you see what I'm saying? So it must
But
be.
can you get it for free though?
Well, what I'm
To
saying
me, there's
is,
some
well,
form
what I'm
of
saying is nothing.
transaction all the time, right?
It's always
Nothing's free.
And keep in mind, well, if we're gonna go into that free part, we're gonna have a whole different podcast.
Listen.
So let's stop that free.
In Miami, there is nothing free.
Listen,
Let's be 100.
Let's focus on
It's not
these idiots.
free.
One at a time, guys.
It's not free, but what I'm trying to explain to you is, if you can get it with the connection with, it's still a better experience, because I can guarantee you, the guy who come to you and say, can I pay your bill? He knows you're interested in paying the bill. He's betting it. So the guy knows it's not like because of his look or because of something. He knows it's because he can do that.
Yeah.
So the guy knows. So if he knows, it's like he must be something that he must know that he doesn't have.
No, so basically, no.
Do you
No,
so
no,
he's
no, no.
compensated for
I
something.
think, Greg, you said something. Greg, you said
security.
no. Greg, it could be the other way. You said something very important. Maybe that guy, when he looked at you, that's what he sees in you. That you looking for a guy to pay your bills. So he come to you by the way that he look at you.
Why me?
Very simple.
No, that makes sense.
What kind of girl gives you that feeling?
Yeah. That's a good question. What about a girl that gives you that
A
vibe?
lot
What
of
kind of girl gives you that vibe?
we in
Girls in
Miami.
Miami.
She's a
We
lady.
in Miami.
You ask me.
Be more specific.
We-
Listen, every single exotic girls in Miami.
Yeah.
Exotic girls in
I'm
Miami.
exotic and I'm not looking for that.
Listen,
Look
Again,
like
the show is not.
We're not saying you are. We says
I'm the
look
exception.
like it.
But here's the thing. You see, like you said, you work, right? You have a job.
Correct.
You're not exotic.
What do you mean?
Exotic women don't work.
Oh, that I'm gonna quit my job
Their
tomorrow.
work, their work is in the street.
No,
Their work. You think an exotic girl gonna try to be doing investment forex? No. Exotic girls mean
They
that.
want to get it.
They don't
That's-
do 9 to 5.
They don't do
Right,
9 to 5.
Right.
So don't confuse yourself
Right.
in that exotic channel. You will not. Because you have to get up in Monday morning. Okay.
That's
Here's the thing. Oh, you wanna know?
Exotic
You-
is a look,
you-
or what is it? for you?
Exotic
No,
as a
it's-
look,
it's-
yes. Everything. Let's, for example, can the guy call you Monday morning? Can he call you at 12 o'clock on Sunday night? Say, hey, listen, I want to see you. Meet me in South Beach at 10 o'clock in the morning. Can you do it?
Yes.
You working, you said.
You're working.
Oh, okay.
You got a job.
No.
You got a job.
to be at.
No, unless you're gonna pay for my day,
Exactly. Yeah, that's
exactly.
right?
Oh, you got some. You
Because
got some.
I
You got
have
obligations.
bills to pay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 So, okay, but you know what? That's.
But I don't even need that. I don't even care for that because it's not worth it for me. For me, it's not.
Because keep it. You see, sometimes you guys say, you see, that's what happened when people get caught up with the money. They don't see the consequences after. Because, for example, you just said, oh, yes, I would do it. Look at her. She forgot she has a job. Really quick.
Oh yeah, you better work.
And here's the thing. Yes, you said as long as he paid for one day. But what about the next day?
Exactly.
If you lose
What
a
about the
job.
next day?
Right.
The job not gonna wait for
I'm not gonna lose my job.
Yes,
No,
after 3
not
days.
for-
Okay,
for a
okay.
guy, no.
Okay, the guy keep
Babe.
calling you for 5 days and keep calling you for 5 days, and then I wonder where you were.
No, there's no way I'm gonna go see him for 5 days.
He's paying.
He better make sure I'm good for the whole year.
That was-
No, but for real.
Okay,
That's
here's my point, people. Listen, the way that we think don't have to match the reality of life. That's one thing.
That is reality though.
And then here's the thing. Life, I would say, we say it all the time. See, time go fast. What you have today is not what you're going to have tomorrow.
He's gonna get philosophical once again. He's gonna get philosophical again.
That's the Bible. Read the Bible.
Somebody read the Bible.
Read the Bible.
But and here's the reality. You see all these women that are talking about they want men of value, they want great men. Where do you think you can find these men?
Not
Those
here.
those were men that was raised by who? By a Christian woman or a Christian father. They may not.
Many different
They
religions.
yes, but regardless,
Different, yeah.
by in some type of spirituality environment,
Right.
that's where they find those values. That's where they know how to treat women. Doesn't matter. We're not into religion type of things right now. But the reality is, those upbringing of these men, they were not raised by drug dealers. They were not raised by prostitutes.
Many
You
of them-
understand? They were not raised by a crackhead.
Many of them in the world.
Okay, so at the end of the day, those are the type of men that you're gonna say that you want. That's what makes them valuable. life in a different way. You understand?
I mean,
they know.
that's what they grow up looking at.
Right.
They're looking at probably, I mean, I feel bad, but they're looking at probably their mom or their sister doing that. You see what I mean? Being in a club, getting picked up by guys. I'm not saying, stereotype or whatever, but sometimes, I mean, I think it.
Well, I think social media has a lot to play with it, because sometimes you're talking about directly with family, but there's a lot of people who are just watching certain behaviors on social media. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I see something come up on Instagram and the guy, what's the week that a lot of people come down here? I think it's Memorial Day weekend. They come to South Beach. Yeah. The guy say, I'm gonna spend $10,000 this weekend. I'm gonna go back home broke, but I'm spending $10,000 this trip. And I'm watching this thing and I'm like, Jesus, I mean, something's not right. I mean, if that's your strategy in doing things and you want to have fun and blow out your entire saving, that's on you. You can.
Well, you say saving. That's not that saving.
That's a lie.
That's a one-time money.
I don't know, but he told you that he's going back and broke.
They're living in the moment. They're living in the moment. They're not thinking about tomorrow. They're not thinking about their family.
It's this guy. There's no way. If I'm a woman, I'm looking at a guy like that is desirable to me.
You got 10 grand.
It's not.
Right?
For a real woman, that's not desirable.
But you know how many? Because that video, the reason why I watch it, I don't really look for those things. But the reason why it came to me is because I went viral. Right? And then I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, there's a whole bunch of different kids that are looking at this guy. It's like, oh my God, I can't wait when I'm 18, 20, 21, I can go down in South Beach and do the same thing. That's what he wants to live for.
And why do you think this is happening?
Well, social media.
No.
It's passion.
No, listen, you have to listen, back then. No, lack of family values.
It is.
No, lack of family values. You have to understand it. For me, to understand when the negative is coming to me, I have to understand the positive aspect of it, right? For example, lack of family values. If I was never raised by a father, I see the way that father teach me what life is all about. So basically, when social media come, who you think that I'm going to follow? Social media, because everybody looking to learn from somebody. Right now, I could say in the United States of America, let me tell you something. Majority of all young women, just men, they're raised by social media. Social media is their father. Look at this woman right now that's facing criminal charges because her son went and killed like 4 kids in the school.
Yeah, and she bought him a gun, I think.
Do you understand? And this is lack of what? Lack of family values. This is why she has to take the responsibility for it. Understand? Yeah. Now you have to understand, because of lack of family values, lack of men raising boys, okay, for whatever reason, and guess what happened? Social media is gonna be replacing the father. Social media gonna replace the mother. And this is where the pressure coming from. Because back in the days, what type of pressure you used to have as kids? Your pressure was kids that's in your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your parents.
Now look at the extension.
The pressure is the world.
Now the pressure is the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the pressure is a facade, if we really think about it. IG is a facade. IG is, nobody really posts their negative stuff on IG.
Some people do.
Yeah,
also some weird stuff. and we're gonna talk about actually in IG. That's our next topic. And people that facing the reality of life, normal people, get discussion on IG and say, whoa, what the heck? We can't even pay our bills. Rent also expensive. I just got engaged, but I have to go back and live with my husband in my mother's house because of life, the way life is. That's gonna be our next topic that we will discuss. Yes, people talk about the negative thing.
So basically, ladies, it will be a lot of those guys out there because apparently they raise them to pay bills. It won't be a lack of bill paying.
I mean, you know,
anytime soon,
I mean,
bill will get paid.
The ladies got feminism plus us build pairs. I mean, if you put those things together, life is sweet.
That's right.
Why was I born again? Why was I born
If
again?
it was that good, why would we be working though?
Huh?
Why would we be working? Why would us women become more, independent?
Y'all want to be independent? Y'all want to be Beyonce?
No, I'm
Beyonce
tired of being independent. I'm tired
Oh,
of being
really?
independent.
Oh, you tired?
Yes.
Why you tired?
Because I've been independent for so long.
What about for a woman that works so hard for you to bring your feminism, and so you have the
Yeah.
right to work and be independent?
Yeah.
And you're
I'm
tired?
tired of being
Beyonce, she's a advocate for you. Beyonce
No, she
created
is.
a song for you.
She is. She
Yes.
is. Of course.
Okay.
Don't you love being independent?
It's inspire.
Yeah,
It's inspire. But
Don't
it's not
you
always
have to
like-
start
everybody
independent
needs
until you
help.
find that man to take care of you? Like, before you find the man to take care of you, what are you going to do? Just sit at your mom's house, do nothing?
Well, yeah. Well,
Not make your own?
No, I understand that. Yes,
Okay.
you got to prepare
You
yourself,
gotta-
and you got to have something.
Yeah, so
Like you're doing forex, you do nails, you have your own
you
nail
got to
business.
figure it out
you got-
until, and then you meet,
And then let me ask you something. Why are you doing these things?
because I gotta
She gotta provide.
provide for myself.
There's a certain lifestyle that we want to live.
I will
We
assume
gotta
it's
provide.
I
it's your
can't
passion,
depend on
right?
my parents
You
for
got
all
some-
my
you
life.
got some kind of
I
passion.
haven't met my husband,
Your
so
parents.
I got things to do in the meantime.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Bill Bear. She hasn't met them.
Okay.
Nobody
Good
else
luck in
proposed.
Miami.
How about you, Odessa?
Good looking
Are
Miami
you-
girl.
Huh?
What's the question?
No, about being an independent woman. Aren't you
Yeah, I mean,
enjoying?
you have no choice. Yeah,
Yeah,
being
but-
independent is nice.
But
so
I
that
don't
when
think
you do
it's-
find a husband, you have something to contribute. You guys
Yeah,
can work
yeah.
together. Cool. Till then, whoever's cashing out, we're obviously gonna take it.
She's like,
They'll be raised.
What do you mean?
They've been raised. They're raising them out there. They're out there, those guys.
Yeah.
It's more and
yeah,
more.
well, if you want them, apparently
No, but
this
I
is
mean,
probably
it
the
takes
new
time
normal.
because there's less of those and more of the guys who are cashing out. So till then, so you find someone that you're wanting to settle down with, that you have the same morals, the same goals. You're taking
Get
this,
the money.
but you need to be independent and obviously provide for yourself. And then once you're able to find a husband to contribute with and build with,
Basically, save as much as you can, and then once you're done, you can say, you know what? I got $9 payment for my house.
I mean, a lot of it sound also when you're listening to it is that, I mean, nothing against you ladies, right? If you want to bring it back to the video, these guys out there, they want to pay bills. That's the way they want to approach you, and that's the way they see you, and that's the way they can get what they're looking for. If you want to play that game, play that game. It's all yours, right? But I think myself personally, when I see the whole bigger picture, if a woman want to be a wife, she needs to start to behave like a wife, right? Because when I'm dating you personally, and this is some game for you ladies, right? There's things that you're saying as we're having this conversation, your opinion, your ideas on things, I'm picking up on it, right? Some guys are probably not smart enough to do it.
The guys that don't want that.
yeah, I will say there's guys that
yeah,
don't.
but what I'm saying is like, listen, if you want to be a wife, you gotta start behaving like a wife. So there's a checklist. There's a mental checklist that's going on, right? We're having a conversation. This is a dynamic, and we're talking. And then you're throwing stuff at me, and I'm throwing stuff at you too. And you're picking up on it, and I'm picking up on it too. And then I put all this together, right? It's just like one brain computer. It's like it's like, okay, well, we're gonna start, exactly. We're gonna start calculating this thing, right? And then at the end, I'm gonna make a conclusion, right? So I think it's a very good idea to start carrying yourself if you want the result that you're looking for.
And
That's just me.
And here's the thing that you
Understand.
just said.
Mhm.
Oh, listen to what she just said. For men that's not looking for a serious relationship, there's no such thing.
It doesn't matter. We could be at the wrong. What is that saying? We could be the right package at the wrong door, right? We could want to be that wife and have that in us, but if you're not ready for that,
But
it doesn't matter.
Do you understand? Let me explain something to you. Men, you can ask any man that's married that have a wife. When you met your wife,
No.
is it when you were looking at her, whatever it is, the way that you see her, ask them if the first thing that came out of their mind was getting married.
So they were prepared.
No.
No, exactly.
No.
Exactly.
It probably wasn't the first thing they
You
grew
don't
to
know
that
that.
point.
So
Because
basically,
they seen the value in that
so
woman.
basically, I'm going to talk to you. I'm gonna see you. I don't care what people say. The first thing I'm gonna attract, that's what attract me by you is your physique.
Right.
That's the first thing I see.
I mean, hey.
I haven't talked to you. I haven't know anything about you. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna see whatever that's interesting. If it's breast, hey, I'm gonna
Whatever
approach
it
you
is.
because of the breast.
Right.
If I'm a man like that, like big butt, I see you have a big butt. I'm gonna come and approach you because of your butt.
Attraction.
Attraction.
Right.
Physical
That's
attraction
the
is a
first
must.
Yes.
It's a must. Same for women.
There you go now. Oh, it seems like you're trying to understand.
I understand.
So now listen. I remember my first approach to you is because of your physical attraction.
Right.
Right?
Of course, yeah.
Does that mean that I'm looking for a serious relationship?
We don't know that yet.
Exactly. Does that mean I'm not looking for a serious relationship?
We don't know that yet. Only you know that though.
I don't.
A man sometimes.
No, men don't.
A man hit a breaking point when they're ready though.
Here's the thing.
And if he meets the right woman when he's ready, he will make the correct changes he needs to make himself ready for that woman though.
Yes, but sometimes a man can find a good thing and change his mind. And he can say, I may not be ready right now,
True.
but I found a good thing. And this, I'm keeping it. And
Yeah.
I'm not letting it go.
That's it.
Right?
How long does it typically take a man to know when you're dating a woman? How long does it take you guys to know, like, this is gonna be my
There's
wife?
no time.
3 months?
There's no time.
For me,
No, to
well,
be
you
honest,
say,
like a generic
I mean,
time,
I'm
like
going
a
to be
generic
completely
time.
honest, and we all can give our answers. And you ladies can say how long it takes for you guys to see, to take a man seriously. I think for me personally, at least a year. At least a year of all doing all type of things. We're not living together, but we're talking all the time. We're traveling together, and we can see what we like, because we can sit on a first date, the first 2-3 months, and a couple of dates, and we're talking about, hey, I'm this way. I'm like, well, she's telling me. Right now, you start showing me. There's plenty of time for you to start showing me. There may be an environment where we go somewhere and we're traveling together, and then we get tested about something. Right? How do we react? We react with each other, and we're in a place where you can say, I can't go pick up and go home. I'm sharing this hotel room with you, and we're not happy about something. How are we gonna come together? Right? Then we can have conflict resolution. Right? So then we start having. So there's you gotta give it at least a year, and then now you engage, and it's taking a little bit more time and things like that, or whatever. So if you're gonna make that decision, but I think at least a year. For me, I would say at least a year.
Hey, what's what happened? You guys agree or not? What is it?
And
It's different. Every
Remember, we're not drink killers. We're just trying to find the reality in life.
No.
I mean, how long would you
What
say
you
for
say
you?
makes sense.
How long would you say for you?
Oh, yeah, just of course at least a year.
How about you?
Yeah, about the same.
At least, and keep in mind, I said at least a year.
But-
It's gotta be a year and plus.
It could be the year plus.
True.
I mean, how?
We know in a couple months.
I think
Yeah,
I think women are different.
Maybe
I think
we-
women are
if
different. If we
spend a lot of time
like
with
what
maybe
we
a
like,
couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
tomorrow. I think if you're
And you know why you guys think that way? You know why?
Why?
Because the moment he make the decision and marry before that time, he has a lot to lose.
There's a trade-off.
True.
There's definitely a trade-off.
That's why you guys think that way.
And my advice to men out there would basically say, hey, you are the man in a relationship. You and men in general, be logical about things, right? There's a lot of men that could get emotional, and nowadays I do see a lot of emotional men out there, right? And
They're not emotional, they're weak.
Okay, well, they're weak or emotional.
There is a lot of weak men.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So my thing
a
is,
lot
is
of
that
feminine men out there.
approach a lot of things in life with logic. Think about it. Take it through.
Completely
If you gotta write it down, if you gotta discuss with someone and have a conversation, but make sure you analyze the situation. And it might be the person that I am. People might say you're just way too logical for me, but that's the person I am, right? Some guys are a little bit more emotional about things. That's who they are. But take your time, make that decision, analyze things, because once you go into a marriage and as a man and time goes by, you build things. Both parties have a lot to lose if there's a divorce that's coming, but a man has a lot to lose. That's the way I see it. So make sure you vet properly and you choose properly.
And this is the reason why you can understand these idiots that wants to pay a woman bill in the first day. You know they have a problem. Because everything is making a decision for the that's what
we established that a long time ago.
Imagine making that decision, a decision that will cost you your life. Because everything is something. That decision for men, once you make that decision, if it's a wrong decision, you know what you're gonna get out of it? High blood pressure, diabetes. You understand? Anxiety.
And there's a lot of men that delete themselves too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some women are tempted, but men.
Weak men can take no pressure.
Yeah.
A weak man can take no pressure.
Sure.
And especially women is not. You see, women are not weak. Because women born in them.
Very strong.
Women, let me tell you this, it's a nature in women to be strong. Because you're gonna have to carry babies. You understand? So it's a lot.
No, I personally think, picking up on that, like I always said that, like women's are like way stronger because women can deal with way more things than men. Like I always give that example, right? I'm like, a man can be like pissed off and like, yeah, I'm leaving you, walk away, and then 2 days later get back. The woman will plan.
That happened to you?
The woman will plan to leave you. Like
So,
women,
why you
I always
always
tell
talk
people,
about experience?
I always tell people, and I'm like, when
mentally
a woman
before we
leave you,
physically.
she probably
Say that
leave you
again?
6
We
months
need
ago.
mentally
6
before
months
we
ago.
leave physically.
You see what I'm saying?
Mentally.
So I always said that. I'm like, yeah, the girl leave you. She probably left
She left you wobbly.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
You didn't see it,
Planning for the next
but you know she left 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So today she decided. I've seen women leave guys the day of their graduation. They graduate because they wanted the guy in the house to babysit the kid while she go to school. No, for real. Get the diploma and then the guy go home. She changed the lock and then they got the stuff outside of the door for her. Like
Just
legit.
calculated.
Well, I'm glad you brought this up because this basically.
Okay, dude, if you think you're gonna pay a woman bills in the first day,
Well, I mean,
I think this is a great transition to the next video that we're talking about because we saw this video where we're talking about most women, and especially women that are in happy relationship, have a backup plan. 50% based on a survey out there, 50% of women have a guy that they have, either they're talking on IG or there's an old boyfriend or an old friend that they're keeping as a backup if their relationship fell.
And on that note, we'll take a break. We'll be right back after these messages.